They'll just like.
So we have tiny marginalis and yellow bellies here, but I'm like 90% sure we saw the yellow belly.
I feel like I recognize it.
Everybody thinks, you've seen one firefly, you've seen them all, but really in the US, there's about 170 different firefly species, and some of those are rare, you probably don't see them, but a lot of them are really pretty common. And depending on where you are, depending on what season it is, and depending on what habitat you're in, and also what time of night, you're probably seeing different fireflies. Out of that 130 species or so, we discovered that about 50% of them, we don't know enough about them to even make a guess. They could be doing really well. They could be extinct for all we know. We just don't know.
You need to use your headlamps.
The species that we know aren't doing well are the species that that require, as an adult, as a larva, as a pupa, as an egg, very specific habitats, very specific prey. And when their habitats disappear, they disappear too, very quickly. And so we know a lot about the things that are threatening fireflies. We know that fireflies, when their habitat disappears, the fireflies are gone. So we do know that fireflies are decreasing in their extent around the country. Climate change is a really big issue. So we've been looking carefully at some firefly conservation status of fireflies in Europe, especially in Mediterranean regions where drought has really, really reduced firefly populations and reduced firefly habitats. So drought, sea level rise, the Bethany Beach firefly is basically, less than a foot above sea level. And its habitat is less than a foot above sea level. And also, storms, precipitation extremes in both directions. They need a certain amount of moisture to survive in every life stage: the eggs, the larvae, the pupae, and the adults. And so they're kind of restricted in the US. They're restricted to moist places. There's fireflies in the Southwest they're only found along permanent streams. As those streams dry up, the firefly habitat is gone. Even people who hate insects, sometimes they don't even realize fireflies are insects. They think they're like little fairies. I think personally that they are the absolute best ambassadors for natural magic. I mean, these things light up, right? What does that? Certainly not us.